Now, the sudden escalation is one-sided. Let's make it clear this time. I don't know how to tell the Canadians this, but, Terry, Anis, no disrespect, we don't care as much about Canada. And the principal reason why we don't care as much about Canada is because compared to India, you're a small country. We don't have any dependencies on you. You are a smaller economy. And as you understand nowadays, Terry and Anis, everything in the world is based on the scale and size of your economy. So Canada is not as relevant. And you see this also in global forums. Nobody quite cares much about Trudeau. He's sort of a hanger-on. But it's okay. He almost tried to accost Modi at ASEAN, I heard. My question is, and I want to open this up with Professor Nalapat, what's the sudden action from Trudeau's side all about? He's got to win an election, but he's getting desperate. There must be some immediate trigger.
Well, Arnab, I've been saying for quite some time, several years, about what I call the Sino-Wahhabi lobby, the lobby in which the Chinese Communist Party leadership supports extremist groups, including in countries in the Middle East, many of whom are now active against the state of Israel. And unfortunately, the Trudeau seems to have more than a normal share, his party, of such elements or alliances with them. And what he is doing now is to try and create a wedge between India and the West. Now, Dr. Joseph Chalil is a friend of mine. Yes. He has been working very hard to establish India and the US as firm partners in security in the Indo-Pacific.
Yes.
And that's a necessary step. Now, what is Trudeau up to? He's up to breaking this coming together of India and the United States and other Western countries on matters of security, which are of utmost importance to the Indo-Pacific.
So you're saying that Trudeau's working on the behest of a Chinese lobby
from this kind of
you're saying that Trudeau's behaving.
I want to say, what do you mean by an agent? What is an agent, for God's sake? I can understand an official. Trudeau may meet somebody in the course of a campaign, and that somebody may do something awful. Does that mean that Trudeau is an agent to that person? I'm sorry, Arnab, but Justin Trudeau is functioning, whether wittingly or not, most likely unwittingly, I hope, as an agent of this policy of the Sino-Wahhabi lobby to drive a wedge between India and the West. And that, unfortunately, Trudeau is now the spearhead of that lobby among the G7 countries. Thank you, Arnab.
This is something where I think the Americans are misreading things. Joseph Chalil, they're using an old American playbook, American/Canadian/British playbook to work on Modi. In fact, it may make Narendra Modi dig in his heels and hit back even more.
Unfortunately, I think chose the wrong target this time. Justin Trudeau, again, I have a personal relationship with Canada. I have a few hundred employees in Canada. We have a running factory in Canada, and I'm struggling to export products to India because of the duties and lack of relationships between the two countries. And I was selected as part of a trade delegation by Prime Minister Trudeau to come to India before everything went haywire. Unfortunately, what's happening is that the recent popularity polls in Canada showing Justin Trudeau at 26%. His approval rates are sinking to the lowest level. He lost 2 by-elections recently in the past few weeks. And Jagmeet Singh has actually pulled plug. And I think he's actually blackmailing Trudeau on what he wants. So he's showing the boogeyman, showing that, hey, the enemy is not Trudeau, the enemy is India, and trying to make a fight with India when there is nothing there. They've been talking about these credible allegations for a long time without showing anybody anything. But unfortunately, the Canadians are suffering. The Canadian people are suffering because the inflation's gone up. The price at grocery stores has gone up. The price of fuel is gone up in Canada. So it's unaffordable to live in Canada. And in fact, I have neighbors in Florida who are all relocated from Canada because they can't afford to live in Canada. So it is, Justin Trudeau is most unpopular as we speak, and he's trying to find a boogeyman, and he just chose the wrong boogeyman in this time, which is Prime Minister Modi, and I don't think he expected that India will pull all the diplomatic staff from Canada. I don't think it went this far. But I do not think the Canadians like him. I speak to Canadians every day. I haven't heard a single person said, I support my prime minister. And as I said, I have a few hundred employees in Canada. I cannot support this prime minister, and I hope and pray he goes away.
You see, he's made the allegations publicly. He should put the proof out publicly. India should pull back. We should completely cease all economic activity with Canada, any trading relationship. And that should be the end of the story. Then let them know how to deal with it. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is a pressure tactic by the Western countries, if America is involved, I can tell you, as has been said there by Dr. Joseph Chalil, they're trying out the wrong guy. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on that.